You coming? Dustin? I'm so cold.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah.
Y'all ready?
I'm
The egg is
cold.
the best part.
What?
The egg's the best part.
Oh yeah. For sure. Don't have another egg roll though, okay?
But that would suck. Have to get up and walk. Yeah, that's why it's pointed at you right now. You're live right now on Instagram. You can wave if you want. It's up to you. So just a reminder, like we're leading worship to the cameras, right? So just a reminder of that. So when you're welcoming people, you can look at the center camera and then the Instagram. That's the case too. That's Facebook and YouTube, and that's Instagram.
Oh, the main one is.
That's Facebook and YouTube. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool, cool, cool.
Wait, do they have the lyrics like the other two songs?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, 180 family. Just feel free to stand up wherever you're at and come worship with us if you're here at the church or online.
and every little thing is gonna be just fine. And whether I can see it now, I know you will work it out for good. And every little thing, everything will be alright. Behind the scenes and in the details, you planned the perfect way for me. Oh, why would I dwell upon the roads and certainties when all I gotta do is look to you? Yeah, all I gotta do is look to you. And every little thing is gonna be alright. Said every little thing is gonna be just fine. And whether I can see it now, I know you will work it out for good. And every little thing, everything will be alright. And every little thing, every little thing. And every little thing, everything will be alright. And whether I can see it now, I know you will work it out for good. And every little thing, everything will be alright. And every little thing, yeah. And every little thing, everything will be alright. There's nothing worth more that could ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. And I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, when my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. In your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. There's nothing worth more that will ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. I've tasted and seen. I've tasted and unseen of the sweetest of loves, when my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord, and Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Experience the glory of your goodness, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. He is jealous for me. Love's like a hurricane, and I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. When all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us. Oh, oh, how he loves us. How His wind and mercy. When all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us so. Yeah, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. He loves us. He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. We are his portion and he is our prize. Drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. If grace is an ocean, we're all sinking. And heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss, and my heart starts beating outside of my chest. I don't have the time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way that he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. Yeah, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. We are his portion and he is our prize. Drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. If grace is an ocean, we're all sinking.
God, I just want to thank you for this time tonight with every person here and every person at home. God, I pray that you just bless us, each and every one of us, and help us to remember what our goal is truly about, and that's you, God, and just spending time with you. And even if that's in a community where it's online and we're divided, I pray that we would still be united, God, as one family. And I pray for the message today that it would really speak to everyone. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, now I would like to welcome my one and only youth pastor and his wife, Dustin and Beth Bennett, to the stage.
Yeah!
They're famous, by the way, so you better give them respect, especially for the people online. Like, if you guys can put up, like, an emoji on the chats, do that right now. Just spam it. Spam it.
Yeah, man. Yo, how is everyone feeling tonight on the internet? On the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the YouTube? No. Yo, we're excited, man. We're excited to be back in action tonight at 180. It's going to be a great evening. We got Beth in the house tonight. Let's go. Yeah. Yo, in the chat right now, give it up for Beth. Let her know how much you love her. Let her know how much you love her. She's amazing.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Man, how's everyone? We just want to know how everyone's doing. I know, yesterday we just saw Alberta put in some new restrictions when it comes to gathering, when it comes to getting together, that I know for a lot of us has been challenging. And so we just want you guys to know that we're excited about what's going on. We're excited, even though things might be different, even though the expectations we may have had even for Christmas, the expectations we may have had for the new year might be different than we thought. Yep. Go ahead. I'm gonna open my. By the way, we're sponsored by Peace Tea here, so
Please sponsor
throw
us.
up your Peace Tea. Give us a piece in the chat right now. Give us a little piece in the chat. I don't know. Let us know what y'all are drinking tonight, dude. We're drinking Peace Tea. I got my cheeky cherry right now that I'm gonna be sipping on throughout this evening.
I got my tea and lemonade. Yeah, well, we're
That was like the worst way. I got my tea and lemonade tonight.
we're just really excited that you guys decided to spend some time with us. Obviously, we miss you a lot. And yeah, everything. Ooh. Whoa. Everything's a little crazy, but that's okay. We have been.
Cheers.
Oh, I'm just scared it's gonna get on the computer or something.
Cheers.
Whew. Everything's been a little wild this week, and if I'm honest, that's just gross. That's just gross. See what I got to deal with all the time, guys? Come on. But everything's been a little wild this week, and if I'm honest, it's been hard for me. I know it's been hard for Dustin. I know it's been hard for like a lot of people, but I don't think we need to like sit in a little pity party of like, oh, it's so bad. We're over that. We did that in March, probably April, May, June, maybe July, who knows. But December, no, I'm not doing that in December. So
Yeah, and so just to start tonight, I just wanted to just pretend like it's just you and me and Beth in the room, and we just want to know, like, I want you to just ask yourself this question and even just think about this, is like, how are you doing? We want to know, like, you don't need to write this in the chat, but this is just a question that's just between us, the three of us. How are you doing? Like, how are you doing right now? I know for some of us, Christmas is going to change our plans. And so we just want to know, and I want you to just even ponder that question. How am I actually doing? To spend some time. I think a lot of the time what we do is we don't actually spend time thinking about how we're actually doing. We just kind of get busy. We go through life and we don't even think about it. And so what we want to do is just from the bottom of our hearts just to ask that question. And this is something, even today, Beth and I were just chatting, and there's some crying, there's some happiness, mostly crying. And because it's hard, like we know it's hard, but at the same time, we need to feel the emotion, and we need to ask ourselves that question: how are we actually doing? And again, we might not be able to celebrate Christmas the way that we wish. We might not be able to even celebrate youth the way that we wish we could. We wish we could have this room full again. We miss laying on the floor during wake.
yes.
Like, laying on the dirty floor. Now that just seems like horrendous, like that we even did that.
Seriously,
But we miss
I
it.
stained the back of my shirt permanently at boot camp because that stage was so dirty, and I laid on the floor during wake, and then my shirt was never the same. But it reminds me every time that I don't wear it anymore. But it reminds me of the good times. So
Would you say there was dust in the stage?
there was certainly dust on the stage.
Let's go. Dude, if y'all didn't catch that, I said my name in a sentence.
And Dustin on the stage, too.
Yeah, I was on the stage. I
Dustin
think
the
Dustin
stage.
was. Never mind. But one thing I guess we want to just talk about is I think a lot of us, we have traditions when it comes to Christmas time, right? Things that we've done our whole life. Things that we used to do. Maybe now, like, that's looking like it's not going to happen. Maybe we traveled. We used to travel to maybe grandparents' house, whatever. And so what we want to encourage all of us to do this year is maybe to make some new traditions. So maybe you want to share something like that.
Man, new traditions, hey? Tradish. So, I mean, obviously, this is our first Christmas together with, like, just us as a little tiny family. We had Jane back in July. You're welcome, world. She's amazing. But we are just kind of wondering, like, how do we make sure that, like, her first Christmas is not spent, like, being, like, super depressed and, like, meh, I'm like, you know what? No, we can, like, do our own stuff. And so, honestly, I we bought a puzzle. Dustin hates puzzles. I love them. So we bought a puzzle. Santa's on it. There's some puppies on it. So that's gonna get pulled out at Christmas time. And then actually what ended up happening is we actually decorated our Christmas tree over like Facebook, the messenger video chat.
If you guys don't know what Facebook is, it's what old people use to talk to each other and talk about politics.
Truth. But yeah, we all like with Dustin's siblings and his mom and stuff, and we all like decorated our own trees in our own houses, but like together at the same time, which was pretty cool. And then last week, I actually baked like a bunch of Christmas cookies, and then we went to everybody's houses and dropped them off on. I'm so sorry, Mike, you did not get any, but we dropped them off at our siblings' houses. No, we didn't go in or anything, but we like left them on the porch, and we were like, Merry Christmas, we are thinking of you and we love you. So like there's just new things. Like if you get creative, you can totally have fun. Like I've been like we've been going on walks around our neighborhood. The entire place is like decked out in Christmas lights. It's amazing. And so like just our little family, like we walk around, we see the stuff. We're just creating new things.
Yeah, like our literal plan this year is to order McDonald's on Christmas Day.
Yes.
And Beth can't eat gluten. Think about that for a minute. Gluten. Do you know what gluten is? Anything good. Think about your favorite thing to eat.
He's dropping straight truth
Think
right
about
now.
your favorite thing to eat. Now imagine it without gluten. Now you might be like, what's a gluten? One time, Beth and I, we were in Los Angeles and we went out for dinner to a place called In-N-Out Burger. I don't know if y'all have ever had In-N-Out. And we go out for dinner and Beth says, hey, do you guys have any gluten-free options? And he just stares at her like, what? And then he goes, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know what a gluten is. And Beth's like, I'll just have a lettuce wrap burger, please. You know? But that's our plan this year is to go to McDonald's, order McDonald's in. And Beth, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the grocery store and buy gluten-free buns, which now in that case, I don't know if y'all have ever ordered anything from Amazon. The packaging Amazon comes in, it's called cardboard. And essentially that's what gluten-free buns taste like, is cardboard. So imagine eating a burger from McDonald's, but like an Amazon package around it. That's what that tastes like. And so, yeah, that's our plan, is to eat cardboard-covered McDonald's this week.
No, he gets the real stuff. He does.
Yeah, no, I get the full gluten. I get the gluten special. I asked for extra glutens in mine. But that, like, we just want to encourage all of us, like, this year might be different than we thought. It might be a challenge this year. We might not have the same expectation. But what I don't want to do in my life is I don't want to be 2 months from now regretting my attitude towards Christmas. I think sometimes we have to have an attitude check for ourselves. And this is something Beth and I literally walked through today of like, how are we going to have a good attitude about Christmas this year? And what we decided to do is say, you know what? This is Jane's first Christmas, so let's make it awesome. Even if it's just the three of us, let's make it fun. We're going to do puzzles. We're going to eat McDonald's. We're going to hang out. We're going to probably eat so unhealthy.
Well, she's not going to do any of that. She's 4 months old, but yeah, honestly, like, don't get stuck. Something that I have done multiple times in the last, what feels like a lifetime, but has actually only been since March, has gotten, like, I've just gotten stuck in something. Like today, I literally told Dustin, I was like, I'm just stuck in this feeling and I don't know how to shake it. Like I don't know how to just like move on and just like get over it, you know? Like and not necessarily get over it, but like work through it so that I can get, you know, past it. And so that's been something that like I didn't really like stop and think about. Like that's something that's super important, is like we can have like all these feelings inside and then like not really think about them and be like, whatever, they'll deal with themselves, but they don't, they really don't. And so like actually taking a second to think like, how do I actually feel right now? And again, in light of all of the news yesterday and all that stuff, like, how are you actually feeling? And don't just like pretend that you're like, we're good, it's good, Santa's gonna save us. Like, no, he's not. But like actually think about it, like, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's just what we want to encourage you, that, you know, this Christmas might not be the same as we're used to, but that doesn't mean it can't be good. Mm-hmm. And so I think it just like, let's have a good Christmas, you know, and let's just celebrate it, you know, and celebrate together. I know a lot of you guys probably live with your family, which is amazing, which is like, I would say take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of us, we don't live with our family. Our family live far away, or we can't travel. Right now we're not, even able to go to people's homes. So if you guys are living with your family, like take advantage of that. And that kind of leads into the next thing I want to talk about is I know moments. Y'all have moments with your fam that sucked these past 8 months? Because you're just like literally Papa and Mama are working from home, and you're like trying to hang, and your dad's wearing like his suit on top, shorts on the bottom, like he's in his business meeting. He's got his like old like ripped sweatpants on, and he's got his suit and tie because he's in Zoom meetings, and then you walk in, and it's just like this big scenario. We all have moments with our family, but one thing we want to do is this Christmas, I think for Beth and I, and I think we want to encourage all of us, is let's enjoy the time with our family. I think that this Christmas, for me, is just opening my eyes to the importance of family and how, like, let's not take advantage of what we actually have. Let's not take advantage of that we actually get to spend time, some of us, with our family. Like, we live in the same house as them. And I know your siblings are annoying. I know that. I know sometimes, I probably shouldn't say this, but sometimes your parents are annoying, right? And this is another thing. Sometimes you're annoying, right? Like, you know this? Like, you are too. Like I am annoying. And we need to learn, like, hey, let's push past that. Let's push into deeper relationship with our family, because the reality is things are different, but our family's still present. And if you don't live with your family, we want to encourage you, FaceTime your fam.
Yeah.
Give them a phone call. Y'all know that these cell phones, phone, P-O-H-N-E, you can actually put it to your ear like this and dial a number, and you can actually have a conversation with somebody. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Fun fact for you, my grandmother has had the same phone number since I was born.
20.
And it still sits on a hook in her house, Like, it's still one of those, like, so.
The ones you see in movies? It's like a relic.
Pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. But, again, she doesn't do FaceTime, so.
One time my brother, it was Christmas time, and he was putting up lights. All right, just story time.
That's all right.
But,
we like it.
okay, so it's Christmas time. My brother wants to put up Christmas lights on the house. Y'all ever put Christmas lights up on the house? It sucks. My brother decides, I want to put Christmas lights up on the house, but he also wanted to have a phone call at the same time. And we didn't have, like, at that time, like, Bluetooth wasn't a thing. Like, Bluetooth, like, headphones, like AirPods weren't a thing. Like, they didn't exist. And so what he did is he put his toque on, and he put the phone, like, under his toque. Like, so he put it on, like, under his toque. And then he duct taped it to his head, this phone. So he duct tapes his phone to his head so that way he can go hands-free while he puts up Christmas lights on a roof. And my parents were like, have fun, son.
Kid was thinking, though.
Would your parents ever let you go on the roof with a phone taped to your head? On the roof! Phone duct taped!
My parents didn't know a lot of the stuff that we did, so would they give their permission? No, but did I? Probably yes.
You didn't duct tape a phone to
I
your
did
head.
not duct tape a phone to my head. That is true.
That didn't happen. I know that for sure.
But yeah, so, I mean, all that to say, there was a lot of rabbit trailing going on there, so bear with us, stay with us, you can still, but love your family. A lot of the time, like Dustin was saying, we can take advantage, but we cannot take it for granted.
Say that one more time. That's so good.
Take advantage of it, but do not take it for granted. Yeah, honestly. So it's not. I mean, we put all of this pressure on like December 25th or December 24th, depending on what your traditions are and stuff like that. But you know what? We honestly can celebrate Jesus any day of the week, any day of the year. And we can celebrate family. We can celebrate togetherness. That can happen at any point. So if you need to celebrate Christmas in January or February or July, man, Christmas in the warmth, I'm all for that. But it's not necessarily like we have this attitude that it's like, it's Christmas Day. We have to be, like that's the day, but it's really not. Like we can celebrate all these things at any time, honestly. So that leads into.
Yeah, and I think, it's so interesting. When we look at Christmas, I think a lot of us, like one of the first things we think about with Christmas is like presents. That's me. Like I think about Christmas, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get presents for Christmas, right? And it's interesting that when we look at Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23, which is a verse, I think, a couple of verses that I think a lot of us know, but we don't often look at it in the context of family, in the context of relationship, in the context of Christmas. But it's basically the fruit of the Spirit. And I think for me, like when I've been reading this verse, and I just am feeling like this is the attitude that I want to have this Christmas season. This is the attitude, not even Christmas, this is the attitude I want to live my life filled with. I want to live my life filled with this. And it's Galatians 5, 22, 23 says this, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I love that. Because I think those are all attributes that I look for in other humans, right? Like, have you ever met someone filled with hate? And you're like, I don't want to be friends with you, bro. Like, or someone who's like not self-controlled at all. Like, that was me in high school. Sorry, if you're watching, you were in high school with me. But just like not self-controlled in class, or someone who's not patient. Maybe it's you if you're driving, or if your parents are driving on Deerfoot. This is rush hour. How many of y'all know our parents, and sometimes we're not patient. But what I want to embody this Christmas is I want to be a person filled with love, who loves people deeply, who loves my family, loves even Jane and Beth, like loves people deeply, as well as filled with joy. To have a joyful spirit this Christmas season, to have peace, right? Jesus is the Prince of Peace. He came onto earth to bring us these things, to bring us goodness, kindness, patience, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. And this is what I want to embody that in my life, is being like, you know what? I need to love my family. And how do we do that? We learn how to grow in these attributes of the fruit of the Spirit.
Yes. Just punching the table. It's all right. Yeah, honestly, and I know that this is like a really pretty list, and we probably learned this in like, Sunday school when we were little, maybe. I feel like there was this tree that we had to color, and it had a bunch of fruits on it, different fruits, which doesn't make sense, because why is there like a banana and an apple on the same tree? It doesn't make sense, but...
just so you know, God created everything.
Yeah, but not on the same tree.
Have you ever asked, been like, hey, God, like, can you put a banana and an orange and an apple on the same tree? You never asked that.
Well, if you want to, you can do that. Let me know how it goes.
What if? Okay, picture this. Close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. At home, in-house, close your eyes. Picture the Garden of Eden. It's luscious. It's beautiful. Now, you look up. So you're looking at the ground, you're like admiring the grass, the apple seeds or whatever, the critters, the creepy crawlies. And you look up, and what do you see? You see a tree. And on that tree, everyone's eyes are closed, right? We gotta remember, our eyes are closed. And you look up, and you just look, and there's a tree, a beautiful tree. It's got a thick trunk. It's got leaves on it. And whoa, what is that? There's a banana on this tree. You're like, wow, this is a banana tree. Then you go, whoa, what is that? There's an apple on the tree. And you go, what? Banana and apple on the same tree? And then you look, orange on the tree. You go, what? Apple, orange, banana? On the same tree? So that's
the fruit of the Spirit for you guys. One tree, all these different fruits, just on one tree. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, just like all these things, but I think they take so much practice, and each one kind of like feeds into the other. And I think if you don't have one, but you have another, like that's not good enough. Like you have to work at having all of them. Like I think it's Corinthians that's like, if I don't have love, I'm nothing, right? And I think it's the same as all of this. Like if you're a patient person, but you don't love people, what's the point? If you are, super faithful and like, and steady in that, but you're not gentle with people, or you're not self-controlled, like then what, so it's like we have to work on all of these things. And so as situations in the holidays come up, because obviously we know they will. We're families. Like, these things happen. We're not perfect people, and the people in our family are not perfect. But like, try to work on all of these. You know, it's not, if you're just, you know, loving to your family or like super joyful like all the time, but you like cannot be kind to your siblings, you're not really succeeding at these, right? So work at all of them. And when these situations come up, close your eyes, picture yourself in the Garden of Eden.
Let's go.
Look on up at that tree, picture all of these fruits on one tree, and think like, I need all of these fruits. I can't just have one kind of fruit on this tree. Like, I gotta have them all. So, and then take a second, breathe deeply, you know, as you're picturing this very serene garden. Like, yeah, like it's a good, we're gonna run with it. It's a good exercise for sure.
Yo, how about this?
Oh no.
So, picture your least favorite fruit. Maybe it's a kiwi, or maybe it's a peach. Maybe it's a tomato, because tomatoes are fruits, I found out long ago. Tomato. But picture your least favorite fruit. Now picture your least favorite fruit of the Spirit. Maybe it's self-control. Maybe you suck at that. Maybe all you do is eat chocolate bars and potato chips. I don't know. Maybe you're not good at being faithfulness. I don't know. And now picture your least favorite fruit. So say you're lime, like you don't like limes. Is lime a fruit? Yeah.
I think so. It's a citrus fruit.
It's a fruit. Now, sometimes limes are sour.
Oh no.
And sometimes we're sour. And so what we need to do is learn to be not sour.
If he was not in danger of ruining the mic by dropping it, he probably would have. All right, so that's where we're going. Is what you just highlighted.
I know tonight's been like different. We just want you guys to know like that during this season, like let's be intentional about relationship.
Absolutely.
Let's be intentional about calling each other. Let's be intentional about messaging each other.
Yep.
Let's be intentional right now in the chat. Maybe you see somebody on there, say, "What's up, bro?" Like welcome them and be like, "Yo,
Absolutely.
like we want to grow deeper in relationship with
Yeah.
one another." That just because we can't be in the same room does not mean that we can't grow in relationship. And so we want you to know we love you deeply here at 180. We love you deeply, and we want to encourage you guys to love deeply as well. To learn how to love your family better, to love your parents better, to love your boss better, to love your teachers better, even if they talk really slowly, things like that.
Yeah, honestly, that's just what we want to see you guys do in this season. We want to challenge you to really, embody just Jesus in those relationships that you have. What would it look like to be Jesus to the people in your house? And kind of meditate on that every day, honestly, because it's hard. And is that empty? Anyways, all right. So one thing, are we moving to the?
Yes!
Yes. Okay. I just needed permission. So.
May I?
All right. So one thing that we're really, really, really excited about, I'm excited about. I don't know if he is. I don't know if anybody else is. But because I'm excited about it, I expect you guys to get on board. Okay. But we are going to have a challenge for our 180 family. Okay. So normally every year at our normally every year at our 180 Christmas party, we would normally do a gingerbread house competition, right? We can't do that this year, obviously, and so we're gonna change it up a bit. You personally, we want to see how creative you personally can be with what's in your own home, okay? So what that looks like is between now and December 18th, okay? December 18th, that's like a week and a half, okay? That's next Friday, so like 10 days away. 11 days? Anyways, 10, 9, whatever it is. We expect you guys in your house. You can do it alone, challenge your siblings if they're also part of the 180 family, or you can get together with your siblings and work together. But we challenge you guys to build not necessarily a gingerbread house, but like a holiday house, okay? Doesn't have to be gingerbread, okay? But we want you guys to, as a family, maybe with your family or maybe, again, against your siblings or whatever it is, build your holiday house. Whether that's gingerbread, graham crackers, it could be popcorn, it could
Fruit
be
Loops.
Fruit Loops, fruit
Could be,
roll-ups,
could be,
fruit to-go bars.
Raisin Bran.
Raisin
Almond
Bran.
Special K. Captain Crunch.
I don't know how you're gonna build a house out of cereal, but you can definitely give it a shot for sure. But what's gonna happen is between now and December 18th, we want you guys to build a fantastic holiday house, okay? And then take a picture of it, a good picture, and send it to us. And then what's gonna happen is on the 18th through probably the 23rd, we are going to post these on Instagram and on Facebook and give you guys a chance to vote on your favorites, okay? It's not just gonna be like, oh, one overall we have to vote on. It's gonna be a bracket challenge. So that means that we're gonna pit two against each other and you can vote on which one ever is your favorite of those two and continue down the line, right? And we're gonna narrow it down through till Christmas until one person is the winner, okay? So one criteria, okay? It absolutely must be in no later than December 18th, and it has to be edible, okay? So we're not talking like we're gonna like pretend this is edible and we're gonna build cardboard, even though maybe, you know, if you wanted to do something gluten-free, maybe it does taste like cardboard, but it's not actually cardboard,
Yeah,
okay?
I still don't know if it's edible, but anyway.
There's some nutritional value in there, we hope. So if you're gonna, yeah, it has to be edible. Absolutely has to be edible, okay? And then you're gonna take a picture of it and send it to us, okay? We are not going to decide who wins. It's gonna be our 180 family in general who decides who wins by voting in this bracket challenge, all right? So has to be edible. We have to have all entries in by December 18th, okay? And here's another thing. Our leaders are also allowed to enter. All right, so
Yeah.
there might be some pretty stiff competition going on here because our leaders are going to be able to enter as well, okay? What are they playing for? Do we know what they're playing for? Because I do.
I don't. I'm excited to hear though.
All right.
I'm so excited.
You are playing
You're gonna get
for a $50 gift card to your
to
restaurant
your
of choice.
Restaurant of choice.
Boom.
Boom.
Okay?
$50
So,
gift card
$50.
to your restaurant.
That means that you can order like a gourmet meal for yourself and eat it in front of the rest of your family all alone.
Whoa.
Be like, this is mine. Or you can share the love, you know.
My guess
you know
would
what?
be if we just are walking in love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faith, and gentleness, self-control, we should probably share.
Yeah, probably.
My thoughts.
It's that self-control aspect that's a little shaky in this. So do what you feel is best. But yes, please get those houses decorated and send pictures in. You can send them by a DM on Facebook or Instagram, and we will take those pictures and we will get them posted for everybody to see. All right?
Yeah, and Beth and I are not making one together. I'll tell you that might be better, but we're gonna make some and then we're gonna dominate.
You've been challenged. So we expect you guys to enter. We really want you guys to enter, okay? So there's some
Yeah,
high
it's gonna be good
stakes. I
times.
mean,
$50.
do you know like what kind of food we could we honestly we could order so many tacos on Taco Tuesday with that $50.
Y'all
So
know-
many tacos. So
Yeah.
we're gonna win this. We're gonna win. So all right, that's all I
All
have.
right, guys, we're gonna go into some crews now online. So I'm gonna read you guys some Zoom codes, and your leaders are gonna write them in the chat. Okay? Leaders, if y'all are listening, write these in the chat. Or if you're a student, want to write in the chat. I love that. Zoom
Take some
codes.
initiative.
Y'all ready for this? All right, great. 6 and 7 crew. Your Zoom code is 693-093-1519. I want to read that one more time. Y'all write in the chat. 693-093-1519. Grades 8 and 9. Crew Zoom is 297-846-3585. I'm going to read that one more time, y'all. Is 297-846-3585. High school crew, grades 10 to 12, 799-042-5727. Read that one more time, 799-042-5727. The password for all these, from what I understand, is 180. We love you guys. We'll catch you guys next week. We're planning a virtual Christmas party next week. Virtual Christmas party next Wednesday, December 16th. It's going to be sick. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lit. And I'm going to get you up. Whoa. We love you guys. We'll catch you guys next week.